Hey there, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Corri, the DIY wedding coach. Today, we're talking about a major roadblock that hits every single couple the moment the excitement of the engagement starts to wear off. Other people's opinions. It doesn't matter if you are DIYing your wedding or you've hired a wedding planner, other people's opinions start showing up for your wedding. So, the problem suddenly, your future mother in law has a cousin who must be invited, or your best friend is pushing a venue that you hate. Social media is telling you that your wedding isn't valid without a $5,000 flower wall. You want to be polite, you don't want to cause family drama, but you are completely losing sight of what you and your fiance actually want. You feel cornered, intimidated, and resentful before the planning has even really begun. Have you felt like this? Do you feel like throwing a big, huge fit and totally telling people it's my wedding, knock it off? Well, instead of doing that, here's an industry secret that I have learned over the 36 years of doing this. Handling high stakes events and complex family dynamics requires you to define your target for your wedding day, or someone is going to define it for you. And trust me, you'll be the one paying the bill for their dream day, emotionally and financially. So, remember, we talked in the last episode that you are the executive manager of this wedding, and you need a strategic shield. You need a unified front with your fiance so that you can say no to all of the outside pressure with absolute confidence and zero guilt. Now, inside my program, we go into this in depth, but here on the podcast, I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste to help you be successful building your shield. So tonight, you and your fiance are going to sit down for a 15-minute meeting. Get used to this because you'll have a lot of 15-minute meetings over wedding planning. You're going to establish 3 wedding words. Remember, we talked about the 3 non-negotiables? Well, tonight is the 3 wedding words. Use 3 adjectives to describe how you want the day to feel. For example, do you want it to feel intimate, relaxed, fun, formal, costume? There's so many adjectives. The moment an outside opinion or a vendor pitch doesn't align with your 3 words, it's an automatic and polite no. You simply say, that sounds beautiful, but it does not fit the vibe we've chosen for our day. End of discussion. Nobody can argue with that. So, for example, you have decided you want to have a relaxed, fun wedding. Well, you're going to go wedding gown shopping. Are you going to get a big ball gown with puffy sleeves? Are you going to have a tea-length dress? Are you going to have lots of French lace covering your gown? Or are you going to have something a little bit more flowy? Which of those gowns best supports your relaxed and fun wedding? Same thing with, let's go with another example. You're going to have an outdoor wedding. Are you going to get high heels for the outdoor wedding? I mean, if you're on concrete, that's fine. But if you're going to be on sand or in grass, your wedding shoes are very important in that scenario. So if they don't support your outdoor wedding, that's a no. It's a silly example, but you understand how it works, right? And that's a really simple way to think of everything. You're going to weigh everything against these 3 words. So your worksheet, to make this very, very easy, is in the show notes. 3-word vibe filter worksheet. Quick. It's a 1-page tool, and it'll help you and your fiance get on the same page tonight and build your shield against the drama. Now, if you're each doing 3 words and you end up with 6 words, that's fine. You want to narrow it down a little bit, though, because you can't have formal and relaxed in the same wedding. It just won't work. Black tie and tennis shoes. I mean, actually, that does work, right? But black tie and an ice cream bar, that might not work so well. You might want a formal seated meal with your formal wedding. Now, if you want to turn those 3 words into a bulletproof corporate style official directive that keeps your entire family and vendor team perfectly in line, that's exactly what we build in my signature wedding mission statement inside the first module of the Empowered Brides Blueprint. It's the ultimate tool for protecting your peace, and you get access to it and the entire step-by-step system for just $347. But if you are good with writing down the 3 words to define your vibe, use the worksheet that's attached here. Lock in your words and protect your joy. This is going to protect you against so much. Somebody says, oh my gosh, I have this great blue dress I want to wear as your maid of honor. And you're like, that doesn't really go with our vibe. They can't argue with it, right? And maybe use the shoe example, silly as it is, but everything, you can think of everything as a pair of shoes. Do the shoes fit? If they don't, no. No is a complete sentence. There is no guilt when you say no. Thank you for supporting our vision. Thank you for supporting our vibe. We really appreciate your input. This is the other direction that we're choosing to go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. See you next week.